What is up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Live Locks here on RotoGrinders. I'm Turk Ferguson. I'm going to be telling you exactly what I'm betting today. It's that simple. I'm going to be making a whole lot of bets today. Already did. Put them down in the spreadsheet that you see in front of me. If you haven't signed up for the Discord already, go to scoresandodds.com/Discord and you can get in to Grant's Action Lounges, I believe it's called. That's where I'm going to be posting my picks for this from now on. It's going to be free for probably the next few weeks, maybe a month. We'll see how generous I'm looking. But you can see exactly what I'm betting there. It's that simple. All the bets in there, going to be the pinned tweet. So go check it out. It's that simple. And any questions you have, go ahead and throw them in the YouTube chat. Go ahead and throw them in the Discord chat. I'll get to them throughout the show. But I'm joined by one of my fellow coworkers. Some might call him a friend. I'm not sure about that. Daniel Chevelson. How you doing over there, Daniel?
I'm doing all right. Yeah, I think the Lutz, Justin Carlucci, in his write-up, he was talking about me being your best bud, and that was news to me. I didn't know that. But is that the term he used? I believe that's what it was.
Yeah, I didn't know.
That was news to both of us. That was made for an awkward conversation. Did you tell him?
Yeah.
I didn't.
I didn't say anything. He just made the assumption. It just ruining my name. But yeah, we got how was your All-Star break?
It was uneventful, which is probably, that's kind of boring, but probably good. Sometimes eventful is bad. So yeah, it was uneventful, relaxed a good bit. Feel rejuvenated, ready for the second half of the season. I know it's the second half of the season, but it's still like 70% done or 75% done, something like that. Coming down the stretch here. By the way, I just pulled it up in the Discord. It's called Grant's Action. What is it? Grant's Action Lounge. Did you name that? Was that you?
That was Domino's. I wanted to put in Tail the Turd, but
and corporate was not a big fan of that.
Apparently not. We'll see if I can get. I've been trying to get that on there for a while, but you know what? It is what it is. But we got bets. We got a lot of bets. Let's see how many I have. I have 30 bets today.
You got me squinting again, by the way. I'm looking at your spreadsheet and like my I'm wearing glasses. I'm cheating, and it's like I got to squint to kind of see what your picks are.
Did you go full screen?
Well, no, I didn't go full screen. I suppose I can do that, and that's probably a good cheat.
Yeah, if you guys can't see the bets, go full screen. It's that simple. And if you just want to see the bets, they're all over in Grant's Action Lounge. The good old Action Lounge.
RotoGrinders.com/Discord. And you said that Discord channel currently is free?
Yep, it currently is free. Should be free for about the month. So, you know what? Hop in there, tail my bets. You make a bunch of money over the next month. Boom, you're good. And I think as of right now, I'm sitting at a 3.81% margin ROI on this show so far this year. And that's because we got absolutely crushed the first day. Lost 2.1K off of 4.37K. But since then, we're up $4,000 off of 50,000 in bets. So sitting at close to an 8% ROI, which, heck, it's about the best I can.
You got the receipts, man. They're right there. So, it's interesting. It's funny. You say you have 30 bets, and you asked me to come on the show, and I did my research and all that. And just, first, this is obviously the start of the second half, and there's nobody as of right now that's currently questionable. No team is in the front end of a back-to-back. No team is in the back end of a back-to-back. You're either going to play today or tomorrow, essentially. It's sort of like there's no clear and obvious situations to exploit. Well, there's a couple we'll talk about, obviously, but just I don't want to say I was having a hard time to find something that stands out. Like, this is the bet that looks awesome to me. I have several, but I don't have 30. If you run down, do you have any preference in any particular order, or it's just that's what you like and that's that?
Let's just look at this game by game. So let's look at the first game, Cleveland versus Detroit. I think I have 0 bets on that game. I don't have any on that game at all.
So
Jared Allen over 15.5 points. I mean, it's a matchup versus Detroit. I think I have him. And I mean, I know Godwin and Rondo are pretty interesting over in DFS, but this is in DFS show, and I don't think there is going to be too many lines out there as of the moment. I mean, we can check and see what Rondo's point total is. Yeah, it's not even up.
It's probably not out there because we don't know who's going to start, and that's the thing. Like, Levert obviously is out, Garland is out, and we've seen situations where Goodwin has started. We've seen situations where Rondo has been thriving of late. We've seen situations where Goodwin still is a DNP CD. We've seen situations where Jetty Osman draws to start. I think it happened one time as well, too. But that's more of a DFS conversation. Whoever starts at point guard, be it Goodwin, be it Rondo, or even Jetty Osman draws to start, they're kind of sort of somewhat interesting. But I don't think the books probably have nothing on those guys. I took a gander, but Rondo seems like the most interesting if you can get some overs on him. But he's been the most trustworthy of late, playing 30 minutes in several games of late. And obviously the absence of their two biggest ball handlers in LeVert and Garland, that there's going to be some uses to go around. Marketing is back for what it's worth, which is kind of sort of somewhat interesting, I guess. But
it drops off some usage. I mean, the interesting thing is I haven't looked at Kevin Love props, but I mean, they're not even out yet because Kevin Love is going to play more. I've noticed whenever Garland and LeVert are out, they play some more. But I mean, there's Jared Allen over 15.5. I think we currently have him projected for drastically more than that. Let's see what Scores and Odds and RG project. We have him projected for 17.8. So I hit Jared Allen already. Let's move on to the next game here because there's not a ton in that game either. It's Boston versus Brooklyn, and I have Bruce Brown under 0.5 turnovers at plus 155. It's wild here, but he hasn't had more than a half turnover. He's had a turnover in two of the last 9 games, and I'm getting at plus 155. I know that everyone's out, but he's playing minutes and he's still not turning the ball over. Chance of a blowout, which helps. I know it's going up against a tough Boston team. I mean, someone's asking in chat. I don't understand shopping lines, but I understand shopping the lines, but I don't think I saw anything from MGM today. I'm guessing they may have some lines for some of the bets you posted, and you just go different. So I'm not going off of preferred books. I'm going off of where the best line is. Some days MGM, I can't bet on MGM, but sometimes MGM is I can only bet $25 generally per bet.
What is the point?
So it's not even worth it. I still when MGM has the best line, I can't bet on Caesars, but I still have all the Caesar stuff. Well, at least I can't in Colorado up here because I'm just posting the best line here. It depends on the day. Certain days MGM has some very good lines. Certain days they have some very bad lines. Today happens to be a day where I didn't find a single bet that I loved that was on MGM. So, but Bruce Brown under 0.5 turnovers, plus 155 on Caesars. That's the only thing I really found. I mean, I don't see anything else. I know we like the Grant Williams unders. I think they're only available at Fox Bet, but I think they got taken down before the show, so I don't have anything up here. This is our prop model here. Don't really see any bets outside of Grant Williams, which I think that's just they all got taken down, so they're not even there anymore. So you can kind of disregard those. Let's move on to the next game here where I got a few bets. Atlanta going up against Chicago, the Bears, except for the Bulls. I thought I bet DeRozan. Did I not bet DeRozan?
Well, Levine is back. So
but his line dropped 4 points, and DeRozan's on such a tear right now.
Insane what he's doing.
Yeah, so 28.5 points, even with the Levine back. I like the over on that, and this is interesting. You talk about no one being questionable. Well, Collins is doubtful, I believe.
It seemed he didn't practice today either. It seems pretty likely he doesn't play. That's the assumption I'm working under. But you never really know. But I think there's a really good chance he doesn't play.
Yeah. So I really like Capella over on points and over on rebounds. Points sitting at 9.5. Rebounds sitting at 10.5. I bet the points over at DraftKings and the rebounds over at Caesars. I bet it somewhere else.
You got to lay a lot of juice, right? And I was looking at the rebounds. I think you got to lay a big.
Collins is minus 140, but I mean, Capella is 140 minus 140. I still think it offers a decent amount of value here. I mean, I know that he hasn't gotten in the last 2 games, but the minutes have been there outside that Orlando game where he only played 23 minutes. They're going to need his size going up against Vooch. They're absolutely going to need it. He hasn't been getting run in the fourth quarter for the majority of the time, but since Collins has been out, he's been getting 30-plus minutes. He's been getting run in the fourth quarter. Chicago has been a pretty fast-paced, pretty bad defensive team. 10.5 is a little bit too low. I like the points better because of the minus 120 juice. And if you want, you can bet points and rebounds together. 21.5, I believe, is what the line is sitting at. 20.5 maybe with less juice. That's a pretty solid one. I just hit the other ones. I didn't want to put more money on, but I don't hate that bet there. But Capella, he's going to get 30 minutes in the spot. Like without Collins, they give him a run in the fourth. They need him here going up against Vooch. It's that simple. Like I like both of those. How do you feel about that or DeRozan?
Yeah, Capella, the tricky part's been his minutes. He was not playing the fourth quarter there for a while. They were playing Collins a bit at the 5. Okongwu was playing the 5, obviously. And of late, we've mostly seen him and Okongwu chop that 48, and Capella has been on the positive side of it. Last game was a blowout, which is why he wasn't there. The matchup against Cleveland just wasn't spectacular, but the opportunity was there. So, I suspect he'll play those 30 minutes once again. There's a chance, Okongwu closes. I don't think that happens. It's unlikely. As far as the matchup here against Chicago on the season, yielding rebounds, Chicago gives up. Scrolling through, I think they've been a pretty good. Yeah, so they've been the third best team as far as not allowing your opponent to rebound the ball, for what it's worth.
So that they're about like without Caruso and without Ball, that definitely hurts.
Yeah, Williams they're gone for a while, but go ahead.
Yeah, so like that's basically, and Capella, like it doesn't matter. Like he had 17 and 13, 17, 11, 12. Like you disregard the last two games, and 17 and 31 minutes, 11 and 21 minutes, 12 and 21 minutes, 9 and 20 minutes, 9 and 18 minutes, 12 and 24 minutes. Like he's getting boards at a huge rate. Just disregard the one game versus Cleveland, which they have Mobley, they have Jared Allen, they have Kevin Love. They're an incredible rebounding team, and they had a lot of guys stealing rebounds away from him. So you take out that, and per 30 minutes, he's averaging like 14 rebounds, almost 13 rebounds. Like he's been crushing it on a per minute rebound basis every single game outside of the one versus Cleveland. So 11 and a half, if we're expecting him to get 30 minutes, which RG projections have him at 29, I think it's going to be closer to 31, 32. So that's why I bet it. And then points, like if he's going to play 31, 32 minutes, 9.5 is just too much.
Yeah, I just don't like laying the 140 when you consider that it's not necessarily this amazing matchup. I don't know, but I
mean that's fine. So
I think it gets
minus
140 is a big number to me.
Minus 140, the break-even point is like 56% of the time. Do you think he hits this 56% of the time? 57.
That's the break-even point. That doesn't seem right in my head, but I yield to you, of course.
It could. It's early in the morning.
But I feel like you got to hit that more than 56% of the time to be a winner at minus 140.
Yeah. At minus 140, because I know 100 plus 100 is 50%, right? Minus 200 is 66.67%. It's right there about in the middle. So like 57, 58. I don't know. It's been a while since I've had. I need to get better at calculating break-even points in my head, but I'm just mostly looking at lines, and to me, that's a pretty...
But I think it gets it. I don't like that number. But it looks like a clear and obvious over, and that's why it's minus 140.
Yeah, and minus 140 realistically is not that much juice when I give this about a 70% chance of hitting.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So, but I have Vooch over 18.5 points. Let's see what Scores and Odds says about that. I don't know. They have him projected for 20. I mean, even with Levine back, this is going to be a high-scoring game. It's going to be a solid game here. So I hit the over on Vooch, but that's pretty much it for that. I got the over on Trae Young. I hit a lot.
I was just going to say I like Young overs, and I think he's interesting. Yeah, I like that. I like laddering players. You know that. And we haven't seen the numbers on it just yet. At least I didn't catch that before the show. The ladders tend to come out later in the day as well. So, this could be a game where Young just puts 40 real life points in the bucket, and he just gets all the usage in the world here. And
I see. Fast Eddie Fear just bought a Reggie Jackson moment for $1.
Okay, what's up? Are you in the Top Shot market right now?
I just had it open because I was buying there. It just made me chuckle. Good old Fast Eddie.
What's Eddie buying an RJax for $1 for? Like, what's the?
I mean, he can turn around and sell it for $2.
Well, there you go, 100. No. Do you know I'm in a trivia group with Fast Eddie Fear?
I do. I've been on one of those, and I was hammered drunk.
Oh,
and I could not win. Do you not remember me being there and just being
I
like,
don't
not
because
answering
you
once.
did not buzz in once. Pretty sure.
I buzzed in once a little too late when Kesha was the answer of the song. And it's the one I was waiting for because I know my Kesha.
That's your wheelhouse for sure.
Yeah, but Trae Young's hit this in 3 of the last 4 games. I mean, 22, 41, 30, 18, 34. And Chicago's been in some massive scoring games. Like Atlanta has a team total of what, 118? Like there's almost
it's a big number.
40 total here. Trae Young, 28.5 is too low. You ready to move on to the next game here? Or you got any bets?
No, but I just want to know Chicago at last 10 games, bottom 7, bottom 8 as far as defensively. I know we talked about the absence, how the defense has been hurt significantly with the absence of Caruso. He's not back just yet, obviously.
Caruso, Ball, Williams, yeah. All right, let's move on to the next game. We got Memphis versus Minnesota. You know who I'm going to talk about first?
Is it Desmond Bane possibly?
Desmond Bane over 19.5 points, minus 106 over on FanDuel. Let's see what scores and odds.
Do you even care what scores and odds projects is at? You're just going to bet it over every day, and that's that.
No, it all depends on what the line is and what the matchup is. Like the problem is the line has been sitting at 17.5, 18.5, 16.5 for most of the games, and I didn't bet it the other day when it was at 20.5 in a bad matchup. This, however, is going up against, it's at 19.5, going up against who else but the Timberwolves, who pretty solid matchup. They have a 120. They have the second highest total on the board here at 120.5. Games projected to be high and tight. Highest total on the board, 1.5 point spread. Desmond Bane, I like the over. This is one.
Last 15 games, Minnesota, fastest team in all of basketball. That's a positive, and it's defensively that they're pretty brutal as well. The 7th worst team, so it's a nice combination. Go ahead.
Yeah, I also bet the under of Zaire Williams, 10.5 points, rebounds, assists, and under 10.5 points. Just a better juice. That was one that the prop model actually got me on. Looking at his game logs,
it's a weird one, right? He starts, but he's not. He's likely doesn't close essentially.
Yeah, he's not going to play more than 20 minutes. And I mean, looking at his PRA, the last few games, what is it, 4 or 5 games, 8, 9, 4, 11. He's not getting the run at the end. He's only going to play 20s, maybe low 20s minutes. Even in a good matchup, I trust the model. The model's absolutely crushed it. I'm hitting it, but
14% player. Yeah, he's just kind of on there. He's just on the court, standing in the corner, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and then I bet the over on Steven Adams' assists. I got it 3.5 plus 125. When do you think the last time he missed that was?
Yeah, so it's funny because I was looking at Steven Adams too, and then I was looking at him historically against Cat, and I was kind of looking into that matchup because I know Adams has been awesome of late. And I wanted to look into his potential assists because the assists have jumped, and that's not something he's necessarily known for. He's not Jokic out there, obviously. I would say, what was the number you said it hasn't hit?
3.5. When do you think the last time it didn't hit was?
I mean, there's some games where he was smashing in 18 minutes, which I don't know if you can count on that happening going forward. It's just maybe variance and anomaly, and getting a top percentile.
I mean, last 7 games, 4, 5, 4, 5, 3, 8, 4.
Yeah, and there's a 16-minute game in there. There's a 20-minute game in there. Even the minutes aren't even guaranteed. But you'd think against Minnesota, they need his girth, they need his size. Big boys on the Minnesota side. Vanderbilt, Cat, Nas. So I would imagine his minutes are more solidified in this game as they typically would against a random opponent.
Last 8 games, 5.6 potential assists, 4.4 assists per game. But I'm getting it plus 125. 125 over at, where is it? Over at Bet Rivers. Bet Rivers, Barstool, TwinSpire, I think all have basically the same odds for props. They use the same system. So if you have any of those apps, then it's pretty much the same. And I also bet the over of 9.5 rebounds. Me and Stevie were talking last night, how much run is he going to get? I don't know. But I mean, looking at the last 8 or so games, 6, 13, 11, 14, 8, 11, 13, 12, 15. He's hitting it at a 75, 85% clip. during this span. And even though he's gotten a lot of games where, like, he played 15 minutes versus Charlotte and got 11. Like, it's a fast-paced matchup. They'll need his size. Like, even if they decide to go put Jaren Jackson Jr. on Cat, he's probably getting into some foul trouble. Like, Jaren Jackson's going to get handsy. So I think Adams ends up playing plenty of minutes here. Over 9.5 rebounds. Absolutely smash spot here. And again, guys, if you want all this spreadsheet, everything listed in a nice, neat little format that you can see, go to scoresandodds.com/Discord. Join the Grants Action Lounge. It's going to be the pinned tweet every single day is all the bets I have going.
Minnesota yields the top 5, 5th most boards in the season. Yeah, it's interesting. I pulled up Adams versus Cat historically, and I was surprised. He wasn't as great. He hasn't been that great. Maybe Cat's pulling away from the basket or something like that.
He's also in a whole different scenario going up against, like, let's see if they played Minnesota.
That stuff can be dangerous to do, obviously. But, like, in 2 games, this season, he's had, 2 rebounds and 3 rebounds. But 18 minutes and 19 minutes, I didn't dig into if it was a blowout or whatever the reason was. Probably was, because he was minus 21 and minus 17 in both those games. So that's not good for Adams.
It doesn't look like he played the second game against him this year.
11-20 and 11-8 he played those 2 games.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, in any case,
I don't like to dig into this stuff too much, but I was curious for the same reason, because I've seen how Adams has been playing great of late.
Yeah, and FYI, everyone, the show will be going Monday through Friday now. So just so you know, let's see. I bet the Cat over on rebounds. I don't love that. It was actually minus 116 on another site right now. I can't remember what, but I ended up betting it on FanDuel. Let's see. Anything else? I already talked about Bane. Ja Morant under 29.5 points. All the numbers say to do that. He's been hyper efficient recently. I don't feel good about it, but I hit the under. It is what it is.
So there's one thing I would check, and I would take me a second to Google, but as far as Minnesota yielding points in the paint, where are they on that? Because Ja gets a bunch of points in the paint. He's 3rd in the league as far as points scored in the paint. And I mentioned that because that's kind of well, later on in the show, I got somebody for you. I think it's a really interesting combination of two positives that we're going to smash the over on. Well, there's a little tease. If you were thinking about leaving the video, they're going to stick around for that one, because I think it's a pretty good one. But
all right, well, let's just move on to the next game then.
What is
Phoenix versus OKC? So RG Projections loves SGA in this spot. I'm not sure about his minutes. Like, I'm going to wait and see if we hear anything about his minutes in this spot here. We have him projected for 26.96. I may end up betting this. I'm still uncertain. I don't know. Like, SGA over 21.5. I'll check and see where the best line is at. See what offshore sports books have him listed at. Let me see. Looking at points. Yeah, offshore sports books like the under, but you can get it plus 100 on Betway, plus 100. You know what? I tend to trust the scores and odds model. I'm throwing a half G on SGA on the show. Why not?
So the conversation is like, it's not even so much about the matchup. The matchup's not great, obviously. Just as a general thought against Phoenix, one of the best teams defensively in the league, top 3. Of course, they're without Chris Paul. The question is the obvious one, right? OKC's really got nothing to play for. They did bring SGA back from injury. Hasn't played in a while. What was it? A heel? What, a foot? What was the deal with his? What was his injury? What was his body part? You remember?
No, it looks like I was looking at the unders minus 100. All right, so Barstool has the best line for SGA. You know what? I'm just gonna hit everything. I'm gonna hit a lot of things here. Let's see what Barstool will let me put down. They have not been terribly happy with me, but I'm hitting all these lines.
Have you won too much money there? Is that the problem?
Yeah, actually, FanDuel has it minus 118 now. So I'm gonna hit. Yeah, I took Barstool for a decent amount of money, and they're pretty quick on the trigger. As in terms of sites limiting, Yeah, I'm hitting everything with SGA.
So 34 minutes is our projection. That's why our projections love him. And then that's kind of the conversation we're getting at. We were talking about a pre-show as well. How many, like, you think that's too ambitious? First game back, are they going to push him to 34? Maybe. I don't know. I probably would bet the under on that. Doesn't mean he can't get there in 30 minutes. But, yeah, we're projecting 34 minutes right out the gate. And if that's the case,
yeah,
I like it as well. But I don't feel great. Yeah, but it sounds like you're just like saying YOLO and you're going for it.
Yeah, let's see. Points. I'm just going to hit all the lines that the scores. So there's the scores and odds model. They like the over points. They like the over points, rebounds, assists, points and assists, points and rebounds. It looks like FanDuel has the best line for points and assists, and then DraftKings has the best for points, rebounds, assists. Is that right? Sorry, I'm trying to do this on the fly.
No, this is good for people to watch you behind this. This is kind of how you make your bets anyway. So if you're adjusting on the fly, you're figuring something out on the fly.
So you can watch me make a bet.
It's just as interesting to watch as anything else as far as the show, and just as useful, to be honest.
So
if I was
points
a viewer,
and assists,
kind of stuff I would like.
500. The general FanDuel for some reason lets me get like 546 on bets. I don't know. I'm not going to argue with it, and then I can generally get DraftKings to not review it if I bet 400. Now they're reviewing it. Let's see if it goes through.
What's the review process? It's like,
that was quick.
Or is it an algorithm that reviews it? I guess it's
I don't know. Like I can't figure it out, but SGA over 31.5 PRA, 400 on that one, 47.82. Luckily I've lost a lot.
37, right? I'm not sure if you said that, but 37 points, rebounds, and assists, which is it's a big number. There's some wiggle room there too. Even if like the projection's wrong, there's still plenty of wiggle room, right?
Yeah. So I mean, the model has been absolutely fantastic. I don't know what it's sitting at right now, but it's got like a 15% ROI.
Like I gotta take. By the way, in this game, whenever you're done with your spiel as far as SGA, I gotta take.
Oh, go ahead, throw it on the board.
Okay, so this kind of sort of correlates, right? SGA is back. We've seen Josh Giddey in his absence drop triple doubles in 3 straight games. Awesome, good for him. Yep. Congratulations. The difference between Giddey playing alongside SGA and with SGA is dramatic. How dramatic? I'll tell you. In the 13 games this season without SGA, 16.4 points per game. 9 boards, 8 assists. So 16 points, 16.5 points per game. 40 games with SGA alongside him, 11.2 points per game. That's a loss of over 5 points per game. 7.4 boards, 5.9 assists. That downgrades as well. On the season, as a baseline. On the season, 22.5% is his usage. Without SGA, it's 24.1%. With SGA on the court, playing literally alongside him, 21.1%. So a massive downgrade in usage when you're playing alongside SGA. I think the number is too high. Also, the matchup against Phoenix, it's again without Chris Paul, but still good overall defensive team. The total points number on Josh Giddey at 15.5. It's a little chasey, and it's really, really dramatic, the difference between SGA on or off when you're considering Giddey. So I like Josh Giddey under 15.5 points. I know unders aren't fun. They're not sexy. But I don't think he gets 15.5 points tonight. Did I sell you? That was I was digging in the pre-show on that one. I feel pretty good about that one.
I just hit it on the screen there. Giddey under 5.5 points. I hit it for 400. The best line's over at DK. So I just hit that. I placed. Let's see. I placed.
Wait, was that my? Did I inspire that one, or you were going to be on it anyway?
No, you inspired that one. Nicely done.
I sold it pretty good, right? Get a hard sell.
Yeah. So I placed 1,700 bets on the OKC game on this show. Let's move on to the next. Anything else in this game?
What about Booker? Like in the absence of Chris Paul, we're going to see probably 36, 37 minutes of Devin Booker against OKC, a team that's not good defensively, and they're without their Lou Dort. No torture chamber. Who are they going to throw on Booker? Like nobody. Who's going to subdue him? This could be a game where he puts like 40 real life points in the bucket. And ladders aren't available just yet. I think I saw it at 8-1 at 40 points. I think the points total was 28.5 or 29. I was jumping around and I didn't officially write it down, but I do think this is an interesting spot to ladder. 29.5 at -104 on FanDuel. But like he's going to take all the shots and there's no Dort and he's going to play a boatload of minutes. Yeah, and they're still with
-110 over at Barstool right now. I'm hitting it.
What's the number though? This is -104 at FanDuel.
Let's see.
Is it 29.5?
How much? It's 28.5.
Oh, that's better.
At -110. Yeah, so let's see. Let's see how much Barstool lets me get to. $109.
Oh, geez. Come on, Barstool. That's all the money they have going for them?
Yeah, let's see. They're sending my bet for approval.
You got to approve $100? Seriously?
I got approved for $109 and then the 890. I just actually want to see what Barstool will let me get. So it'll tell me how much it approves me for soon. But yeah, I mean the line's sitting at -110 there. I don't have Bally Bet yet, and I don't have Elite Sportsbook. I'm gonna open up the score. I have that. We'll see how much Barstool lets me get down, but I'm gonna hit it over at the score. But yeah. So you like the ladder? Let's see what.
I think it's a fun player to ladder. Like I really think he just. I mean, like
you can get it at 40 plus at plus 680.
I thought it was plus 800. Did that drop? I think I saw it earlier plus 800. Maybe I saw it on DK. I don't remember where I saw it at. I was going through and. I mean, it's possible it changed, obviously, but yeah, it just feels like a spot where he's going to.
They rejected my wager.
What? Barstool's like $100 that can crash us. Like that's it. Like they can't.
It's 4 times as much as MGM.
Oh my gosh. That's. Yeah. I mean, I guess that shows that you've been beating them up pretty good, I suppose, right?
Yeah. No, I definitely did. Like certain books are quicker on it. Let's see what the score. Let's see.
Jeez, you can't get $100 on it. That's crazy.
Okay, it's much worse at the score. My max bet is $16.50.
Is the score like Colorado exclusive? I'm not aware of the score.
I think it's mostly at Colorado. I'm withdrawing all my money now.
What's the point? You're not going to do wagering.
Absolutely no point.
Yeah.
188.9.59. Yeah, no, didn't realize that I was as limited there as I haven't bet there in a while, but let's see. I mean, I'm probably going to sign up for Bally Bet after this, or normally Rivers. Are you going to click
through the RotoGrinders banner? Do we have a deposit bonus for that?
If we do, I will, but I don't know. I don't know if Bally Bets is kind of stingy from what I remember.
Yeah.
So let's see. Yeah, normally Bet Rivers has the same line as Barstool. Let's see. Oh, it does here. All right. Bet Rivers is generally pretty nice. Oh, let's see. Logging in.
But I did think it was worth mentioning Campaign still not back. Landry Shamet is available, but Campaign not back, and he's the second highest usage player on that Phoenix side. So we've seen the minutes be huge for both Chris Paul and Booker. Paul, of course, going to step aside. We're guessing that Aaron Holiday draws the start tonight, which makes sense. Elf is lurking and Shamet is lurking, but like if you look at that team, like Booker is going to take like 25 plus shots tonight.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Sorry, I'm putting in for my OCD. I have to make sure that I have the right sportsbook, so I have to do 2 separate bets. Yeah, nice part about being limited on Barstool is as soon as I got limited on them, then I can just go bet on Bet Rivers that has the same line, and then Twin Spires that has the same line, and then apparently Bally Bet has the same line. So I'm down Barstool, but Yeah, I'm fine everywhere else. How much money do I have left in Barstool? I probably should withdraw that. I'm not even up that much. I'm up like $6,000 on Barstool. I don't understand this.
And they cut you off essentially?
Yeah, they're real quick on the draw.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next game here. Man, this is a long show. Darn it, Daniel. We got Denver going up against Sacramento. I got a lot of bets here.
Okay, I got one, but go ahead.
De'Aaron Fox under 4.5 rebounds. So we look at Fox's game log. He crushed that, I think, the last game. Prior 2 games, 2 and 2. So the 3 games with Sabonis, 2, 2, and 6. Matchup versus Denver. Jokic is taking all the boards. Under 4.5. I hit that over at DK. Smaller amount, only 300 there, if I remember correctly. I took the under of 14.5 rebounds. Caesars has it at minus 120 for Jokic. That's just getting silly high. That's just too high. I mean, granted, I think he's been paying it off, but with Sabonis in there, like not nearly as bad of a rebounding team as the Kings. Barnes gets some boards too. Yeah, so Jokic has hit this in 4 straight games. So 14.5 is just too high, and they're overreacting to it. Plus, this game could potentially be a blowout. Let's see. I don't know if I bet anything else. You got to bet in this Sabonis over 19.5 points. I know his mints have been a little bit wonky. They're going to need his size here. I think he plays, and he's had the All-Star break to get acclimated to the offense. I think he plays 35 minutes here, maybe more.
I mean, Denver is vulnerable on the inside, but no team is more vulnerable on the inside as far as yielding points per paint than Sacramento in the season. I understand they've changed their pieces to some degree, and like they've added Sabonis, but they've been the most vulnerable team as far as yielding points in the paint. And Nikola Jokic, the presumed, well, not presumed, but probably, arguably, the MVP back-to-back, nobody in the league, Giannis Antetokounmpo, John Morant, run down the guys, nobody scores more points in the paint per game, over 15, Nikola Jokic, and they're facing the opponent that gives up the most points in the paint. You add those 2 things together, and I will take the over on 27.5 points in the bucket for Nikola, the Joker, Jokic.
Let's see what Scores and Odds has him at. Slightly over that. Let's see what offshore sports books have him at. Let's see who are they facing. I have a lot of things open.
Yeah, I saw Scores and Odds. I think has him like a 28 and change or something like that as far as his projection, which is whatever.
Offshore sports. FanDuel has it minus 112. Okay, I did not see that. I'm joining you, Daniel.
You like it?
Yeah, I didn't realize, like when I checked earlier, FanDuel I don't think had it, and now they have it at minus 112. I'm hitting minus 116 just moved. Whatever.
Yeah, 27.5 minus 116 on FanDuel right now, and you might be able to get some numbers like 30 plus, that kind of thing. Keep an eye on that. I think it's an interesting one where, like, and again, just look at the roster and who on Sacramento is going to subdue Jokic. Of course, he's happy to pass plenty of times too. But
oh man, we're going to have a lot of money on the board today.
Yeah, man. Hey, I don't know. What have you wagered a ton in the break? I think I saw you on Twitter betting some college basketball, and I think did you hit
cleared
random
like 10? Yeah, let's see.
What did you hit? Some
actually,
parlay?
Yeah, so this is going to be impressive. I bet on the King. Oh, apparently I bet on the Kings plus 1.5. Let's see. So I had this 12-leg parlay that hit 100, paid 3,800 because of the promo. Like, it's based on how many legs you have, and so I hit one that was 12 legs, so I get the full 50% profit boost. And then I almost did it again. The only leg I missed was Campbell money line. I hit all 11 other legs. I missed Campbell line by 2. I think they made a last-second. Hampton made a last-second bucket, or Campbell missed a last-second three-pointer. So I was, really close to it, and that was 24-1. So it would have been 36-1 after the boost. But wild stuff. But I made like 10 grand during the All-Star break just betting boosts. It was beautiful. Like, I ran so hot. But
you made month player on Campbell University.
Joey Rock asking, do I parlay any of these or do I bet them all straight? I bet them all straight. Like, I don't need to parlay. I have no problem with parlaying if I want more action and the sports, but like the problem is it's so tough to parlay. So, like on DraftKings, I have 5 bets. On FanDuel, I have 6 bets. On Rivers, I have 5 bets. On Caesars, I have 5 bets. A lot of those bets are in the same game. Like, for instance, SGA, I have on, I guess I have 2 of them on FanDuel. One's points assists. And a lot of these bets are the same ones. Like, and same game parlay, like their correlations already take the odds down quite a bit. So if you're parlaying them, then you need to do like I could probably do one on DK, but even that, like I'm not same game parlaying Trae Young and Capella overs. Like I could do Fox, Morant, and Trae Young, but I don't care enough about trying to get rich. Like there's a reason why I was mostly a cash game player for a while. I want steady income. And the easiest way to do that is don't parlay, do straight bets. It's that simple.
Parlays are more fun, but but they're also
if you want to parlay them, like any bets I give you, if you want to parlay them, that's fine. Just make sure they're all on the same site with the best odds. Like if you want to parlay Fox, Morant, and Young, do that over on DraftKings. If you want to parlay over on FanDuel, DeRozan, Bane, Cat, and Steph Curry, parlay all of them. If you want to do it on Rivers, I have 4 and they're all from different games, so you can do that pretty easy. If you want to, go ahead. Like people are always against round robins, parlays, stuff like that. Like they're fish moves. They're not fish moves. They're the long run. They're the exact same EV, pretty much, as straight bets. So if you have an advantage, like I do, parlaying them long run can make things more fun, and you'll win just as much money pretty much long run. Like statistically, there's going to be more ebbs and flows than straight bets, but realistically, you're going to get the same amount of value. So like sometimes if I can't get a bunch of money down on FanDuel with all these bets, let's say, or before I started betting on Bet Rivers more, like Barstool, I wouldn't be able to. So I parlay them, or if there's just really weak lines and I see like a 10% ROI potential, like I did on Caesars for a little while, I was round robining every single day, every single bet I had on Caesars that I could, every single which way, just to get more money out there because they wouldn't let me bet the straight bets. But certain books you can bet the straight bets and then they'll let you get more on parlays. So that's kind of how I do it if I need to get more money on the line. A lot of times, like FanDuel, DraftKings, Rivers, all let me get enough money on them.
I love round robins. Like, there's nothing more beautiful than like the 4 or 5 round robin. It's the best.
I'm in there. Yeah. But all right, let's move on to the last game of the night here. Golden State versus Portland. I have a lot of bets in this one. So Steph Curry over 24.5 points. Matchup versus Portland. Going to be high scoring, way too low. Simons has been absolutely crushing this number, and it's sitting at 21.5. So like 31, 31, 30, 29. 4 games before that, before McCollum got shipped off, he had 19 in each of them. The guy's shooting. The guy's the main option. And the only other option, especially without Nurk in there, is going to be Hart. I bet the over on his points of 16.5. I bet a boost of Simons and Hart both over 19.5 points. But Hart, 22, 27, 23. Like, this entire offense is Hart and Simons. Whether this game stays close or not, I think both of them hit. So I hit both of those. I hit the over on Steph. Let's see. Anything else? By the way, I have the under on Hunter rebounds. I think I talked about that in the other one. Brian's asking, I move? Like, I'll move down and up a little bit, but you can get all these bets are posted over in the Scores and Odds Grants Action Lounge or the Discord channel. So just go sign up for the Discord channel. That's going to be the easiest way to do this. Or just watch throughout the show and I go through every bet. But yeah. Oh, I also bet the over on Davion Mitchell's 2.5 assists. Let's see. Anything else? I bet the under on Morris rebounds 3.5 minus 130. let's see, scores and odds channel. I'm gonna drop the link to the scores and odds channel. And that. So just sign up. Like, it's really simple. I'll have the bets there every single day. Look at the pinned tweet. I'll update it throughout the day, but that's how you're getting all my bets. All 4 or 5 of these boosts are very solid. You can get $100 on Caesars. Like the Celtics, Timberwolves, Cavs, Kings. There's an estimated like 10%, 12% ROI on it. If you want to parlay, there it is. Georgetown, Illinois, Murray State. Like, these are really simple. I'm just outside the Simons and Hart one. All I'm doing is cross-referencing the odds. So let's see. Celtics, Timberwolves, Cavs, and Kings. Let's go over to DraftKings. Parlaying the Cavs, Celtics, Timberwolves, Kings. Cavs, Celtics. What am I missing? Celtics. So this 4-leg parlay is sitting at plus 792 over on DraftKings. I got over on Caesars. I don't know if they changed it yet, but plus 1,200. Like, you're getting a 30% ROI increase off that one long term. Like, you play that out 1,000 times, assuming that DraftKings odds are right, you are on average clearing 30%. Even though you can only get, like, I don't know how much you bet, but $100, like, on average, you're making $30 just for taking the 4 seconds to place that bet. The Wild, Bruins, Islanders, Flames. Let's check out what that is over on DraftKings. I know the soccer one already started. I placed that in chat earlier. Let's see. It was Wild, Flames, Bruins, Islanders. So let's see. Wild. Let's see. Bruins, Flames, Islanders. Sitting at plus 844. It's boosted to plus 950. So based off of the break even is about 900, I want to say 910. So you're still getting like a 3% margin there. And plus Caesars gives you points. I miss it. You can make a decent amount of money off of those. Plus the amount of points you get off of a line that big at plus 950. Betting 100 on that gives you 200 tier points of rewards credits, essentially $2. So that's adding a 2% mark. Things add up. Like, that's the thing you always need to realize is short term, minuscule difference. Long term, you just by taking advantage of things, promos, props, boosts, all those things, you can sometimes, depending on how much you bet, double your ROI just by taking advantage of those things.
By the way, I was trying to run a court IQ on Portland. It's just really, really hard because, it's hard to get any kind of sample size when you kick off Lillard, and Nurkic, of course, is out the next month or so. They traded away McCollum.
I think you have a decent one without McCollum, without Nurk, and without what's it called? Let's see. I'm running it on the screen.
I got 194 minutes with Simons at 33.6% as far as usage without Lillard, McCollum, and Nurkic. And you can just kind of look. We're assuming Watford's going to draw the start. 15% usage guy for Watford. Winslow, we're looking at 18% usage. It's Hart in 30 minutes, which, again, do what you want with that. But he's at 38% usage, which is, massively elite. I like him for over.
We only have 30 minutes. That doesn't make sense. I don't know if it was fully updated. Nurk. I forgot. No, that is right, because Nurk's been on. But I mean, even if we keep Nurk there, so looking at Josh Hart's minutes, pretty much, because he's obviously been there without McCollum and without Lillard the entire time. So yeah, Josh Hart, he's averaging let's see, per 36, because he plays 36 pretty much every
The other part of that, by the way, is
so Hart
Norman
Powell
without
Lillard. Yeah, I forgot about Powell.
Yeah, Powell's there for 32% usage at 114 minutes, and if you take him out, there goes my phone for no particular reason. If you take him out, basically Hart and Simons are going to take all the shots. Essentially, is the long story short. The majority.
Yeah, well, so look at it. 25.28 points per 36 and 23.69 points per 36. I know it's not an easy matchup, but 16.5 and 20.5, far too low of numbers.
Yeah. The matchup's bad. Obviously, they're expecting Peyton to draw the start on the other side. Solid defensive player. Golden State solid defensively all around. Obviously, they're without some of their defensive players, but collectively they're still a good defensive unit. But they're still good. Portland's still going to score like 100 points. They should, and it's going to be Hart and Simons. Simons' 3-point shots have been insane. It's just crazy the amount of shots he's taking from threes. And they're in full whatever tank mode, whatever you want to call it. They don't care. It's just sort of. I know they're currently in the 10 spot right now in the playoffs because other teams are worse, but they don't care if they have that 10 spot or not.
I mean, they're trying to see what they got in Hart and Simons. I think that's pretty much it. Anything we didn't go over, talked about that. Yeah. So you wanted to do a fun little idea for whenever you're on the show.
Well, yeah. I mean, I feel like it kind of sort of happened organically. I don't want to force it necessarily. And me and you, we tended to disagree at times on a lot of things, which is good. I think it's, it probably makes for a better show. People disagreeing and different point of views and that kind of thing, and just kind of trust whatever. But whenever we and we also disagree on movies, right? We were talking about this off the show. We disagree on movies. You're telling me that Batman and Robin is the second best Batman of all time, which is completely insane. And I thought you were just trolling me, but you're either committed to the bit or you genuinely believe the Mr. Freeze. Everybody.
I didn't say it was the second best. It's my second favorite. There's a big difference.
What did I say? You said your second favorite. Oh, what? Okay, second best and second favorite because you don't. The best movie is not your favorite because you have some kind of weird scoring system. Even though The Dark Knight is the best, you don't necessarily want to watch it because you don't like yourself. You don't want to watch the best.
I mean, there's rewatchability.
Yeah, the rewatchability of The Dark Knight, the opening scene, boom, you're right in that movie. It's incredible. You're in. That's rewatchable.
Yeah.
So yeah, what I was saying is we have a disagreement of we didn't really have that in the show actually. If I don't know how often I'm going to be popping on, but I thought it'd be fun to sort of basically assign the other person. I'm using hand quotes, punishment of you have to make them watch a movie and then come back, maybe give a report on Twitter or something like that. And, it's the honor system, but I'll actually give you good movies to watch. I think I'll be nice, but you are going to give me the Brendan Fraser collection and I'm nervous.
So are we, let's get a bet first and then I'll tell you what I'm going to make you watch.
Oh, wait. So we're locking one in now, for tonight?
Yeah.
But what did we disagree on, though? I felt like we mostly agreed. It didn't happen organically, did it? What is something we disagree on?
I don't know.
I like Giddey under 15.5 points. I think you agree with that. I think Booker over on points. It's a big number, but I like him. Jokic, same deal. I don't know if we had a clear I disagree with that.
Yeah, I don't know if we did, but I'm willing to gamble. I'm willing to make the gamble.
So go ahead.
I'll take the. You said Giddey, Jokic. What was your other one?
I like Giddey under 15.5 points. Booker was over 28.5, I believe, and Jokic over 27.5. So if you want to be the other side of that for funsies,
I'll take the other side of Jokic. So that I'm hedging out. I'm hedging out.
Do you have? I don't have the movie off the dome. I haven't thought about it, and I'm sure. I'll give you something good. And you've not seen a lot of good movies. You've seen some good movies. I'll give you that.
All right, so we're locked into this. We're locked in. I have the under of Jokic, 27.5. You have the over.
Yeah.
Loser gets to choose. All right. So we're locked
George
in.
the Jungle. What are you going to give me? It's something terrible, right?
Star Wars Episode 4.
Oh no! Well, I don't even. I don't even know what's going on in the. I'm aware of the green.
Star Wars Episode 4 is the first one that came out.
Although it's 78, 77, that one.
Yeah.
Well, no, I've seen it. I thought the rules were if you've seen it before, it doesn't count.
You've seen it?
I saw it. I saw it in the movie theaters.
Okay. Have you seen Lord of the Rings?
Oh no! Don't you?
Lord of the Rings. That's the rule. That's the rule.
Dude, why are you dropping the gauntlet right out the gate? That is not cool.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll give you a pick.
Oh my god!
Harry
That's
Potter
a 4-hour
or
movie, isn't it?
Yeah, so you can do Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings.
I didn't think this through, man. Oh my god! You're gonna give me the entire. I haven't seen any of those, and I have no interest. Like, there's whatever the complete opposite of interest is, disinterest. That's what I have in Lord of the Rings. But okay, yeah, but this is the rules. I can't say no. But just know, as mean as you are to me, I'm gonna counterpoint.
Fully understand, but I think it should be dictated that it has to be a movie you like.
Oh, okay. All right. So
yeah.
I can't give you like Ernest goes to camp or something like
Love that one. Love that movie. Oh, Ernest Scared Stupid was the best one.
Ernest Scared Stupid. Larry the Cable Guy and something. I don't know.
Brian's asking where on Discord do I find these? So you go to the Grant's Action Lounge. There's a little beer mug next to it because apparently I'm a drunk.
Yeah, it's a good brand.
And just click on the pinned messages. And that'll have every single bet that I make throughout this show. And I'm going to start posting most of the ones I make throughout the day. Like, obviously, there's going to be some times where I'm not going to post it because the line moved 30 points after I bet it. Like, there's no value to you guys of that. But, yeah, just go to Grant's Action Lounge in the Discord, sign up for the Discord. And
I just found it.
Just look at, just look at the pinned tweet, and literally it's going to be free for the next month. Get in there, make a ton of money, and then it's going to be moving over to Scores and Odds Premium, most likely, maybe an add-on. I don't know. We'll see how successful it is. But yeah, just make money off of my bets right now so you have enough free money to sign up for Scores and Odds Premium. That's the thought process behind why I'm doing this.
By the way, I'm going to add an addendum to this movie thing. I think you should live tweet it as well, like as you're watching it. Just kind of keep on the up and up. That, like, just kind of like, you should at least acknowledge that you're watching it. Maybe give a line or two as far as what's going on. No, maybe, possibly.
Yeah.
Because I can see you just like, you have it on the background and you're like, playing on your phone the whole time. And it doesn't count.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll live tweet it.
But all right, yeah, we went long. By the way, am I a bad guest for always bet the over? By the way, if you can bet the over and how long the show is going to be, it's me. Smash the over.
I mean, people, it's supposed to be a 30-minute show, but I mean, I'm doing most of the producing. I'm doing everything. So, if people want, they can tune in and out throughout it. Like, they can check out the bets on there. Right now, they're getting the rationale behind all of it. But yeah, good show. Good show. Good stuff. Anything to say before we get on out of here?
I need Nikola Jokic to save. I need him to score 28+ fantasy points. Points in the bucket tonight.
Or else you're watching Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings.
Good.
Gosh, I'm so happy.
I think my first lean is Harry Potter, for the record. I think it's shorter. I could be wrong.
2.5 hours.
That matters.
I thought it was 2. It's 2.5 hours.
Oh, good Lord. The kids
I think you'll enjoy Lord of the Rings more.
Oh, no. I just can't imagine. I mean, like, I'm going in with a bias. I already don't want to like it. So maybe it's possible it's good, but I don't want to like it, for the record. But I'll give it a chance. I'll give it a fair shake. Yeah.
All right, guys. It's been fun. We'll be back again tomorrow. Zach Price is joining me, I believe, tomorrow. So, tune on in. We'll be going through his bets. He's great. Absolutely crushes player props. On with us every Friday from now on, hoping going forward. It's been fun, guys. We're out of here. See you, kids.
Holler.